question I have to ask myself, and I want you guys to ask yourself, is does it match the strategy? Is it the image that we expect for Lee County? Does it say, this is our history, this is our culture, you know, that we are, you know, come from good folks and lots of land here, but does it also say we're doing things a little differently and we do have growth in our future? And that's what we hope. So the logo in your packet, you have all of this that I'm showing you, but this is the logo that we've come up with thus far. If you don't like colors, we can talk about that, but we have been through several. Then the next thing we were tasked to do is, okay, great, we're going to have a logo, but are we going to have a tagline? And the tagline, of course, yet again, feeds out of the brand strategy, and then, of course, feeds out of what our logo looks like. And what we've decided is, because what makes it a little difficult, is we have two target audiences. We've got our primary, or one of our primary target audiences is people who live in Lee County or who are looking to move here. And then we have the whole business community. And those two groups really do work completely different. But yet, we are tasked to come up with one logo that's going to work with both of them and one tagline. And what we think is that life works well here. Lee County, life works well here is the tagline that we're proposing. And because we go back to the fact that we are trying to make sure that we're balancing our history, where we've come from, and then, of course, where we're heading. And when you say life works well here, to me, as you know, a mom, it sounds like, ooh, that sounds like a great place where I want to be, have my kids, send them to school, that sort of thing. But also, if I'm a business owner and it says life works well here, the fact that that works well here, playing off on life, is what we try to get across. So I think it works for businesses too. Once we have final approval on the logo and the tagline, we'll move into the basics of business collateral, letterhead, business cards, envelopes, that sort of thing. We're shaking it up a bit, and when Mr. Iowers and I were talking, I said, you know, I can imagine going to one of the mini meetings you have to go to statewide with all the other county representatives, and you whipping out your business card, and I gotta tell you, your county is gonna look great, because, you know, anytime you're at those meetings, and I've been to several, you end up with the emblem, the seal, and everybody else has one too, right? I think y'all all got together and said, we'll just, you know, we'll all have the same thing. But now we look like we're doing business a little bit different. The next thing, and I think one of the absolute most important is, lots of times when I show people logos, they say, good golly, I'm not sure I can understand how that's going to be used. You better just hold this. And so I said, well, let's take it and let's put it into a format for a print ad. And this would be an ad that might run in Georgia Trend magazine or some other trade publications. But the way we've done it, we've kept the logo. However, in this case, the logo is being used one color, just, you know, reversed out in white. Lee County, life works well here. That photo is just stock photography. We would be taking our own pictures of business people. And the subhead says, shh, you didn't read it here. Because what we're telling you is a secret, that Lee County is a secret. And I think, Mr. Rowland, you don't want anybody else to know about it too, do you? He's like, copy is up in the air, but right now it says, pretty soon everyone will know of Southwest Georgia's best kept secret. Lee County is the place to be. Recently, Lee County was ranked 4th in the nation in best grade potential by American City Business Journals. In Georgia alone, Lee County is the 8th fastest growing county. What makes Lee County stand out is probably a combination of a moderate climate, award-winning state and nationally acclaimed school system, breathtaking natural beauty, southern hospitality, and a pro-business approach to economic development. The boom in residential and commercial growth is unprecedented in Southwest Georgia. Lee County is business smart and family friendly. Because once again, we've got those two target audiences. And then the last piece that we put together was a piece that's actually directed to those people who already live in Lee County and those that would be moving in. It's what we call a rack card. I'm hoping that people would have it on their refrigerator. On the back of the rack card is all types of important information. I will say, don't read it too carefully yet, because it might not have the correct information. It's just to show you what it would look like. There's probably lots more numbers and more important things that we need to be adding. But once again, this ad is now targeted towards our families. We're going to have family picture. And the copy is relevant to that too. If you notice, the one thing we're staying consistent with is our big, huge oak tree in the middle of this field, it goes all the way back to this very single sheet of paper that says it's all about that tying in of those two, the history and the movement and the future. And with that tree, we've got wide open spaces, and we are just ready for you to come in. So that's what we've been working on, and I hope you enjoy it. But let me know if you have any questions regarding where we are. What do you think we ought to be doing a little differently or moving forward? Anyone? Ricky, looked like you've got a question.
Deidre, I think this is an excellent.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I think it's excellent.
Well, it's taken a long time. It's not been easy. Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, Deidre.
Chairman, Commissioners, I'd like to call Bo Johnson to come forward and present Rails and Trails proposal to you.
Hello. Haven't been here in a while. Used to spend a lot of time with you guys. The only two faces that are still here, these two over here. Jimmy and Chris. Jimmy, we used to see a lot of each other, or at least exchange a lot of information. That's our logo. But anyway, this is what we're talking about. What we're talking about is a corridor. All right, and I thought long and hard about how I was going to address this commission again. It's been a long time since I've been here. And first, let me tell you who I am. My name is Phillips Johnson. I go by Bo Johnson. I grew up in Albany, grew up with Rick. I moved to Lee County in 1993 to put my children through Lee County School, which was promptly flooded in 1994. Have two girls grown, graduated, and off doing well. And Kelly and I are now raising a mixed family, including a 9-year-old of mine. So my roots are deep in this community. I care a great deal about it, as do you. Back in 1996, a development came. And what I want to do, the way I want to approach this, I want you to, if you will, forget everything you ever heard about South Georgia Rails to Trails. Forget about all the controversy that existed in the past, any sort of rumors you've heard. And let's go back to the beginning of how this started. In my last board meeting, the board felt like we were in full circle. Things have changed dramatically in this county from the time that we first started to face this issue to now. The controversy is over with. Now it's time to move on forward. I'm going to take you back to 1996, and I want you to be the commissioners, if you will, that were sitting in these chairs back in 1996. And you would have received a memo which would have looked something like this. And what this memo basically tells you is that a railroad that has been in this community, a big part of the communities of Terrell, Lee, and Dougherty counties, is being abandoned. Railroad's no longer going to come through this area. This railroad has been the lifeblood of lots of these communities. In fact, it's been the source of the root of a community like Sasser. Sasser was built up on the railroad right there. There used to be a great big station in Armenia years ago when the steam engines were coming through. That's the community that was there. You can still see some of the ruins there. We're moving on through. We've got old steam engine watering station. We still have that land, which is right next to Grand Island. And then it came on through to the switching station in Albany. But this was a tremendous impact and a big worry in 1996 as these communities saw that this industrial development tool was being taken away, and suddenly things were changing. And this was happening all over the country. It wasn't just here, it was everywhere. We're seeing railroads reduce their trackage as trucks began to take over the freight capacity. And of course, we know what happened with passenger rail, it virtually disappeared. So Lee County and the city of Albany both petitioned to have the railroad continue to operate. That was denied. The railroad is closing down.